Poverty and deprivation remain the single most important human challenge in the Philippines. Thus, malnutrition proved to be prevalent based on the 7th National Nutrition Survey in 2008. Based on the family income and expenditure surveys conducted by the National Statistics Office, about 11% of Filipino families have income that can't buy food needed by the family members for nutritional well-being and health, and these families are considered as hungry and food poor.
Ay, ang common problema ko nato diri is labi na jud sa malnutrition nga below sa timbang. At ano na siyang accept nga naagi na siya sa below poverty line. Kulang di sa kaon. Napotay ay pikas nga malnutrition nga of obesity and overweight. So kana siya medyo di na siya nato problema when it comes to food kay abundance ang food. Kaya lang po delikado po sila sa mga heart diseases.
Malnutrition encompasses a range of conditions, including acute malnutrition, chronic malnutrition, micronutrient deficiencies, as well as obesity, and cases like these are still rampant in some areas, even in the developing cities and municipalities like Tagum, Mati, and Nabunturan in Davao Region.
If I will start with the data on 2011, 12.2% ang malnutrition cases. And with this intervention supports DSWD, this feeding program, last year 2012, from 12.2% nag-reduce to 10.8%. And for this year alone, to September, na bulan, 8% na ang malnutrition case. In other words, there is a significant reduction or improvement in the nutritional status of the preschool children in the daycare centers of Tagum City.
So far, even before yung supplementary feeding programs were implemented in our province, talagang we're able to attain a normal rate already. So even before the first cycle, we already had something like 87.95%. And then after the first cycle, after 120 days na nagkaroon tayo ng supplementary feeding, so nag-increase pa talaga sa 95.59%.
Taas gid ang percentage sa malnourished din sa Nabunturan. Sa akong nakita sa ilang kapobrehon, kulang sa income, ulit naka-cause sa ilang malnourished ng mga kabataan. So, dako kayo ang tabang natangad ng tapangay gyud ang LGU o ang DSWD pinagid sa pag-feed gyud sa mga kabataan.
Naasiguro ta sa mga 10% of which kailangan po nato i-save ang life sa mga bata sa kaninga 10% nga naa sa especially to the preschool children. An increase na siya especially so for the year 2012 during the time of Pablo.
Since President Aquino's thrust is to strengthen and maximize public-private partnership in various programs and projects, Department of Social Welfare and Development led and implemented a project that will contribute to the Early Childhood Care and Development Program of the government, which is the supplementary feeding program in partnership with local government units and non-government organizations. Supplementary feeding program is the provision of food in addition to the regular meals. The food supplementation will be in the form of hot meals to be served during snacks and mealtime, 5 days a week for 120 days. The feeding program will be managed by parents based on a prepared meal cycle using available indigenous food supplies. One of the major goals of the program is to achieve the Millennium Development Goal 1, which is to eradicate extreme poverty and hunger by 2015, since having good nutrition helps children develop their full potentials. And its three major objectives are to provide augmentation support for feeding program for children in LGU-managed daycare center or supervised neighborhood play areas and communities using indigenous and locally produced food equivalent to 1/3 of recommended energy and nutrient intake. Improve knowledge, attitude, and practices of children, parents, and caregivers through intensified nutritional and health education, and to improve and sustain the nutritional status of the target children beneficiaries. The target beneficiaries of the program are 2 to 4 years old children in supervised neighborhood play, 3 to 4-year-old children enrolled in daycare centers, and 5-year-old children not enrolled in the Department of Education preschools but enrolled in daycare centers. These children are in their developing stage, hence they need proper nutrition.
Importante kaayo nga matagaan og maayong nutrisyon ang mga bata aning edad nga 2 to 5 years old, because dili lang sa research kundi nakita po nato nga giterm nato ni siya nga the most critical and formative years of development. So kung maagapan sila at an early age, meaning malikayan nato ang posible pa nga mga umaabot nga problema kung ang unang-una ang nutrisyon nila ang makulangan. So kining supplementary feeding is just right time and proper.
More isa ni siyang nga program nga makaaghat bitaw sa mga kabataan nato nga dili sila maging dropouts. Usahay ba yun ang problema nato sa mga bata nato nga mga dropouts katong mga pamilya sa ilang balay nga wala gikaon. Para makopya sa bata what is being taught by the teacher sa sulod sa room, dali niya may digest pa doon sa iyang intellect kay ngano food is one of the factor nga makapadala sa iyang utok.
Children are weighed at the start of the feeding and 3 months thereafter and after the completion of the 120 feeding days to determine improvement and sustenance in their nutrition status.
Gimonitor na mo ang ilang timbang, kuan na mo ang ilang nutritional status, kwenta na mo ang ilang edad, o sa adlaw sa pagtimbang niya, diha na makita ang iyang nutritional status kung normal ba siya.
The daily hot meals is recommended by FNRI Nutritional Guidelines for Filipinos, and the parents of the daycare children were encouraged to volunteer their labor in cooking and preparation of food and management of feeding sessions.
So far, walay problema gid namo sa mga parents nga volunteer. Kay malipay hinuon sila, aduna mi president nga gi-organize dayon every month na ami pasabot sa mga ginikanan nga kung pwede maghatag pud mo didto og pagpasabot sa mga parents nga mag-andam og pagkaon nga mga nutritious nga pagkaon.
Interesado jud ko mutabang kay para makatabang pug ko sa among teacher sa mga bata.
Maayo man pug ang kanang nga magtabang-tabang ka kay para pag abot po sa balay kay bulong ka unsay dapat buhaton unsay dapat i-prepare nga pagkaon nga para daghang sustansya ang makaon sa imong mga anak good.
Aside from feeding, the daycare children are also taught with proper hygiene such as washing their hands before and after eating, table manners, and prayer before and after meals. And because of this program, children have learned to appreciate healthy foods.
Kalabasa, pero unsa ganyang kalabasa?
Guwapo.
Nakagwapo, makaunsa pa?
Kabray.
Pero tong time na nag-eskwela na akong mga anak, nadungagan ang mga minus ba, labi na sa gulay. So nag-eskwela na siya diri, mahurot na gid niya, ma-appreciate na gid niya ang gulay. So hantod karon kung nami sa balay, nagaluto na ko gulay, magpadayon na siya, dili na siya igno sa gulay.
Nakatabang pud siya kay dili na kay siya nagapalit og junk food sa balay. Diri pod sa eskwelahan, wala na siya nagapalit sa gawas kay nagapiding naman mi. Na pakaon din ako siya og kanang tarong.
The parents have their own learning sessions as well, called the Parents Effective Session, facilitated by the local Social Welfare and Development Office, wherein they are encouraged to complete the 9 sessions on self, family, parents' effectiveness, health and nutrition to improve and enhance their knowledge, attitude, skills and practices on parenting.
They were able to conduct the Parents Effectiveness Service or session regularly. And thereon, we were able to educate the parents how to raise the children. Vis-a-vis katong duties and functions of parents. BEST is conducted twice. There are daycare centers nga thrice a week. Naapoy daycare centers nga they conduct it daily. We were able to kanang train volunteers. And we were also able to invite speakers outside from that barangay.
DSWD Region 11 implemented the supplementary feeding program in 2,312 daycare centers. In 2013, the program has served some 84,865 children beneficiaries all over Davao Region, and currently the project is on its third cycle. Since its implementation in 2011, the program was able to feed 250,011 children in Davao Region alone. The program has elicited a remarkable impact to children, parents, and teachers. At the start of the feeding program, the nutritional impact were as follows. With these developments and positive changes, local government officials are more encouraged to intensify the partnership with national government agencies and the private sector.
Nandyan si DSWD, nandyan ang city government, ang NGOs and private sector. Nakikita sa indikasyon na yung nutritional status ng ating mga kabataan. So, the more nag-i-encourage sa amin sa local government na isama pa rin sa mga priorities namin.
Strategy talaga in our development initiatives, we really try to institutionalize the partnership and the collaboration between the provincial government as well as its local government units with the national agencies like the DSWD. We need to harmonize our mga initiatives.
Based on the Child and Youth Welfare Code, children are the most important assets of the nation, hence it is important to promote their welfare and opportunities for development and participation, for them to be able to lead a useful and happy life. Thus, one of the government's priorities is to provide good nutrition to children. For a healthy nation, we need healthy children. Support the supplementary feeding program now.